Hello everyone and welcome back to Denise Beauty Corner and a makeup video. I haven't done a makeup video in a while now, but for today I have something very excited because I have been curious about Huda Beauty line for the longest time. I have some Huda Beauty products like this palette. I have not gone crazy with all the palettes from her. That's the only palette that I have. I have tried some things here and there, but honestly I have never tried a lot of products, and it was something, I don't know, like I usually don't scroll so much on the internet, but I was sitting and scrolling her what is it called, the blur prime, the filter base and everything. It came up a video on YouTube actually, which I don't watch so many beauty, like those old beauty icons anymore, but I ended up watching her video where she tried on camera her new line with a primer, concealer, foundation and everything, which is basically, she is raving about that it's you don't need to use filters or anything because the filter is kind of in the product. So I got really curious. I went in online and I ended up deciding, okay, I'm going to do a full face with Huda Beauty and see what I think about it. But it's not only going to be first impression. I have no makeup on. I have just filled in my brows a little bit because I don't have any brow product from her. But I am going to do a full face. I have only been washing my face and moisturizing my face, and then I have all the products here, so I'm roughly just going to go through which products I have. There are some things missing. I don't have any contouring or bronzer. I don't have any blush, and no mascara and no brow products. Everything else I have. It's going to be a full first impression on everything, which also means I ordered this from Cult Beauty, and I have no idea if I went for the right colors because it's really hard online to find the right colors. So starting from the base, I got the Easy Blur Primer. This one is in no specific color. I have not even opened the packages, so I'm going to open all of the packages now. So here it is. I have been on and off what goes for primer. Sometimes I use primer, sometimes I do not, but today we're going to. Then we have the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. I went for the Toasted Coconut. So here is the foundation. I don't know if this is going to be the right color, but from what I have understood from her video, it's kind of forgiving in the color selection. Oh, it came with a primer as a sample. It's good to have. It doesn't come in a very luxurious package, to be honest. Like the packaging feels very budget, but it's not about the package, it's about the product inside, right? I then went for the color corrector because she was using it in the video. So the color corrector for under eyes area. I'm actually curious about this because I usually always color correct a little bit, because as you can see, like you cannot see so much, I have the light on now, but I have a little bit of blueness here, and I usually go in with something like this to color correct before I go in with the concealer. So I wanted to try that. And then the concealer, it's the Fox Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. Very curious to see because this is going to be on mature skin that does not have any fillers or anything. Packaging looks a little bit more exclusive on the concealer, I have to say. I'm 36 and a half. I have no fillers in my face, and I do have creases. You can see I do have under eye creases and lines, which is natural when you don't have fillers. And every time I see people try this type of beauty makeups when they have a little bit mature skin and are not just in their early 20s, I never see anyone having these creases. So it's going to be interesting to see how this, I'm going to do a checking test like 12 hours after wearing it. This is the Easy Bake powder. I went for banana bread. This also feels a little bit more luxurious. I know that they redid the packaging on this. I wanted to get the foundation brush, but the foundation brush was out of stock. I did, however, get the concealer brush, which I'm trying to open. So here is the concealer brush. Looks very pretty. I also got some lip products. First of all, I got this. That is the typical liquid matte liquid lipstick. I got a lip contour and a lip gloss. So these are like the secondary things, because I think the base thing are the things that I'm most curious. And I'm going to do my eye makeup with this palette, Huda Beauty Topaz Obsession. I don't even think this one is available anymore because this is a really old palette, but this is what I'm going to go for. Basically, it's all about the skin for today. And I am dry in my skin, so I have dry skin, and now I have very fair skin also. As I said, I do have, mostly under my eyes, I do have some, you see, fine lines and things. I do have some blueness around here. Otherwise, I don't have so problematic complexion, but we're gonna try and see. And we're just gonna dig into it. I'm going to take, like, because now I have the ring light and everything, I'm going to take pictures before and after, so we can see, and like when we're done half the face. So this is before, horrible light by the way. And now we're gonna go in with the primer. So the primer is silicone-free smoothing primer, and what she's said in the video is that you should take like one line on your finger like this, and this is good for one side, like one half of the face. That feels like a lot of primer. I'm basically doing exactly how she said, but it feels like a lot of primer to use. For me, I would say like that amount for the full face, but I'm gonna go for exactly how she said. You know what? We're gonna do half the face, and we're gonna compare, and then I'm gonna do the rest of the face off camera. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go in with a corrector. I'm just gonna take a tiny little bit of this right where I have a little bit of blueness. I actually also have a vein here on the outside. I have one on this side as well, which I usually color correct a little bit. And I am going to use my finger for this. I don't want to ruin the brush, the concealer brush. So I'm just going to quickly go with my finger over. I find usually fingers are very good tool to use when you're applying makeup. Maybe I put a little bit too much. This feels like maybe way too dark for me. Looks a little bit ridiculous now. You can barely not even see there, but I'm going to do the camera thing because it's very different. So I'm going to insert the camera step by step. I feel like it's doing the job. Now we go in with the concealer, and I have the coconut flakes. I'm not gonna apply crazy amount, because when you have a little bit more mature skin, you cannot do the full everything, because it tends to crease up when you don't have fillers and everything. So I am going to do, like, this is the amount I'm going to do, so no crazy. And I'm going to use the brush that she has now, and I'm going to see how it applies. I have been going back and forward between using beauty blenders and brushes, what goes for both concealer and also foundation. But I feel like concealer, I like the brush. Foundation, I like the brush as well, and then I like to go over with the beauty blender at the end. I mean, I feel that it's good cover, but that's usually not the problems with concealers, that it's not good cover. At least that's what I feel. I usually feel that the problem is that it's creasing up like crazy. I always go over with my finger a little bit like this. And I have to do this step before setting it also. But right now, you can see that it's covering. Still a little bit shiny, but it's definitely covering. I'm going to take the picture. I can definitely see a filter effect on this side, but we're not gonna rave about it just yet. So what goes for the foundation, as I said, I did want to have the foundation brush, but I'm going to go in with my normal foundation brush for this one. I have no idea if this is going to be even close to the right color, but we're gonna try. I don't do overdo foundation, and I don't have that much problematic skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one drip there, one there, one there, and I think we're going to start with that. Just 3 tiny drips, and I rather just build it up than having too much on my face, to be honest. So I'm just gonna build it up and start painting it. She was like painting it on. I like more damping in my foundation, but I'm trying to like mimic the way she was doing it. I never put too much foundation in my forehead because I just don't like it. I'm so dry. But it goes on really good, and I think the color maybe was a tiny little bit dark, but I feel like that's like, it's okay. Honestly, I like it. I mean, I can still see a little bit of pores. I don't have that much pores, to be honest, but I can still see a tiny little bit. Maybe one drop more, just a tiny one drop. Build up a tiny little bit. She said in the video that this is a really buildable foundation. Let's see if that's the case. I usually never go for full cover. I like a little bit more light. Also because I am so dry. Like, I am so dry in my skin. If I'm building up too much, it's just caking up and not looking really nice. So I'm going over a little bit where I have the concealer, not all the way up, but a little bit with the like extra excess that I have on the brush. And I have to say that I like it. Am I as surprised? Like, I usually go for Josie Maran, or I also have my La Mer foundation. Am I like so surprised that I'm like, whoa, this is mind-blowing? No, not yet, but we're gonna see. So I'm going to take a picture step by step. I mean, you can see a blur effect, but I think from what I've heard, you're going to have the most effect when you're using the powder. So we're going in with the banana bread powder. She is using a sponge like this in her video, so that's what we are going to do. We're going to bake, and I never bake, ever. I used to do it, but when you don't have fillers in your face and you're starting to get a little bit more mature face and lines and things, baking is usually not your friend, but we're gonna try to do it. I mean, I usually use this, my Kat Von D, and mixing the 3 colors to set my under eye, because of course I'm always setting my under eye. Then usually I just go over with a brush very lightly in my La Mer powder and just setting, not really setting, but just lightly going over. I usually don't bake my whole face. I never do it, but we're gonna do it for the sake of this video, because that's like the magic from what I've understood, the baking. I definitely feel, from looking at the monitor, I definitely feel like it's taking away the shiny part under my eyes, which is surprising because usually even on camera I can see like a shiny part here. I do really feel like it's actually blurring out. I'm starting to be surprised now, but we're gonna see how this is holding up, because, you know, 12 hours in, it might even look that good anymore. Let's see, is it 12 hours? It might not be 12 hours. It's 12 o'clock now, and I'm gonna check in with you like around 6 o'clock. That's 6 hours. I think that's because I'm gonna film the whole day. By 6:30 I need to cook food. But honestly, I'm starting to feel like it's not smoothness in the way that you cannot see that you have makeup on. You can definitely see that I have makeup on, but it's actually really filtering the face. I'm gonna take a picture so you can see here. Why I do this with the pictures is, wow, okay, you can really see a difference. Like in the picture, you can clearly more see that I have slightly pigmentations and I have freckles and everything. You don't see that as much with the ring light, but you can definitely see a difference. So far I have to say I like it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to do the other half of the face, and I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. So I'm checking out now and checking in when the full face is done. And the full face is now done, even though the light is eating up a little bit a lot of the makeup. So here is a picture of me being done. I have to say that like some concealers and things are creasing up meanwhile we're doing the makeup. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like, of course, when I'm smiling, you can see creases because that's how it's going to be, because I obviously have some creases and under eye lines. I had to use a little bit of setting spray because, as I mentioned, I am super dry, but I do feel like I like it so far. So we're going to do the lips as well. I usually don't use lip products, but we're gonna go crazy today and do it. So we're gonna go with this first. Wow, this goes on really smooth. I remember like back in the day, the lip product was like the thing she was like Huda Beauty was famous for. Trying to talk and do lip liner at the same time, that's really stupid. Okay, this one goes on really smooth. I think my favorite combination is gonna be using this with just a lip gloss, or even just a lip balm. So I'm going to leave it there because otherwise I will sit here forever. I like this one, I like the color. And then the lip. This is like what she was famous for, like everyone was doing this, like remember. That was a long time ago. Sweet Talker. That was the color I went for. So far, I have to say I have been good with the colors for picking everything online, not seeing anything at all in store. This goes really good. But this is the first time I'm actually trying her lip products, and so far I like it. The smell is really good on this. I hate when the smell on lip products are not pleasant. I'm gonna let this dry a tiny little bit. Okay, I didn't do the most pretty like thing now. You can do it much better, but for now this will do. We're also gonna go in just a little bit with Posh lip gloss. Smell okay. So this is a little bit more deep color. I think it will go well with the... I'm just gonna do it a little bit to get like a little bit of shine, because if I overdo it when I have liquid lipstick. Something that I like is that you can actually combine it. It doesn't get like too sticky. But we're gonna see how this is holding up. So this is the full face. So far, I have to say I'm not blown away. I'm not like everyone on the internet when they are like, whoa, what is this? I mean, you can still see lines and things close up. Let's also keep it real. In the monitor, it's all the light and everything. In normal daylight, you will see, but I mean, no one is standing this close to me, and now when I'm holding the mirror like this, it's definitely filtering, absolutely. But is it blown away? I don't know. I maybe have tried too many products to be blown away nowadays. I'm more surprised than I thought I was going to be. Let's keep it there, but I'm not gonna talk until I've seen how this is holding up. So it's now 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, can you see? 13:02. And I'm gonna check in with you around 6:30 approximately, and we're going to see how this has been holding up. So far, I have to say, like, it's not bad products at all. It's not like everything, all the marketing on social media is bought marketing. Like, I am surprised, and it feels really good. And I'm super, 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 super dry. And so far, I have to say it feels good. And sometimes when I put products on, it's like immediately when I put them on, it's like, this is too drying for me. I don't feel like that at all, actually. So I'm going to check in with you soon, and we're going to see how it's holding up. See you very soon. Okay, me again. So it just hit me it's still just 2 minutes since I turned off the camera. But it just hit me now when I was putting the products together. I completely forgot to put primer on this side. When I was doing off camera the other side, I completely forgot the primer. So now that's going to be something very interesting, because does the primer do that much of a difference? On this side, no primer. On this side, I have primer. You saw me put the primer on, but I didn't do it on purpose. I just realized now when I was like putting all the things together, I was like, the primer, I didn't use that on the other side. So that's interesting. So now I'm going to check in with you later and see how this is holding up. Checking in 1 hour after applying the makeup. Everything looks really good, as you can see. Like, it has not bulked up anything in the lines under my eyes. The lipstick, I haven't retouched anything, so holding up super good. The only thing that I can see is here, but I am once again really dry, but it's like a little bit of dry patches around my nose. I don't know if you can see it like this because of the light, so I'm going to take, here you see it in the picture, like I clearly have some dryness here. I have to say, honestly, when I am usually applying makeup, I don't put so much makeup at all around my nose because I am so dry. The same thing with my forehead. I don't put so much makeup there at all, what goes for foundation. I just wanted to do 1 hour check-in. That's so far the only thing that I have been seeing. Usually I like to go in and touch up with moisture, like setting spray, just to moisture a little bit, but I'm not going to do that for today. What goes for the side that I forgot to put the primer on, I don't feel any difference at all. I don't feel any difference at all. This is the side that I'm drying up. I didn't realize that. This is the side that I'm drying up, and this is the only side that I used primer. On the other side, I'm not drying up. I don't know if that has anything to do with the primer, but this is the side where I used the primer, and here I had the dry patches. I don't have it on this side, so I don't know, but let's wait some more hours and see. Okay, everyone, so the final check-in. It's currently now 6:25. I have to say it's been holding up really good. Like, I don't have any big creases. Like, usually I feel a lot of dryness around my eye area. I have to say that around my eye area specifically, I don't feel like it's sitting in the creases. What I did see though, however, is some lines around my mouth, which I usually never have a problem, but I see like some small fine lines around my mouth. I have not been touching up the lips. Nothing, nada, and I've been eating also, and I have been not touching up anything. So the lips is surprising. It's holding really good. Like, the lip gloss is gone, but I've been drinking from bottle, I've been drinking from glass, I've been eating. So, I mean, I don't feel any difference whatsoever from the no primer and the primer side. That I have to be honest with. I don't feel any difference. I've been looking and like, is it maybe a little bit, like the only thing is that I am dry around this nose wing and I'm not dry on this side, but that can be just because of my, because of me and not because of the product. I'm going to take one final picture. On the close-up you can see like the mouth that I'm talking about. I usually don't have a problem with that, or maybe I just don't pay attention to it, but it's like right here. Honestly, I have to say I do think it's worth the money. It's not crazy expensive. This is on the more like, when we're talking about La Mer or that type of makeup, that's way higher in the price. And I will say how it feels, honestly, it's very similar. I have to say something that I was surprised with was the powder. Like, usually when I'm sitting here and filming, I see like more shininess. You can see it from my previous videos. Like, usually when I'm sitting and filming, you can see more shininess under my eye area. I feel like when I look in the monitor, but of course I have to see when I see it on the big screen, it feels like it's more matte. It's not shiny, like overwhelming shiny under my eyes, and it doesn't feel dry. I remember, however, I said that I was baking, but I was not baking, like putting a lot and letting it sit and wiping it away, because that's too much for my dryness. But like using that much powder, I usually don't do that because it's usually drying up. This powder is not drying up, so I am surprised. I have to be honest, it's not like, whoa, blown away, but for the price tag, I have to say the products are really good products. It's sitting really good, it's holding up really good, even on mature skin. It's not putting so much fine lines and things. It's not like it's looking weird. I'm gonna do like this and insert so you can see like it's because the ring light and my camera setting is professional, so like what you can see here, it's like it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, so it's nothing that is scam. I actually feel like they actually did something different in this product, and I'm really surprised about the lip products. You cannot even feel them. Like, it's not like this liquid lipstick that is drying up, and it's not drying up at all. I don't even feel like I need to apply lip balm, which is really weird for me because usually I apply lip balm over and over and over again throughout the day. So Huda Beauty, you did a really good job even on the mature skin that do not have any fillers in. And yeah, I'm surprised. I'm going to use this. For sure, I'm going to change up my routines, and I am going to use this product for sure. So I'm now curious to try out the full collection, maybe buy another palette, buy some bronzer, brow products, everything. Let me know if that is something you would like me to do, or let me know if there is any other brands that you would like me to try out and do videos like this, raw and real, without like the bullshit sponsor things, raw and real reviews, talking about makeup the way we should talk about makeup, like what is actually working. Let me know what you thought about this video. If it's helpful for you, let me know, because it really helps me out so I know what type of content I can do more of. Give it a thumbs up also, let people find this video, and I hope you liked it. So with that being said, I hope I see you in my next video, but until then, take care and bye.